In this video, I want to talk about adding protection to your worksheet. By default, uh, I can make changes to anything I want. So in this invoice here, I could go up here inadvertently and I could change the name of the company. I don't want to do that, so I can hit escape. So what we can do is we can look at the worksheet and say, okay, what areas do we want folks to be able to enter or to make changes to? And just for simplicity, I made them green. So the date, the invoice number, the name, address, the state, the item number, the quantity, what type of payment method, et cetera, et cetera. So those are going to be areas that I want to allow for protection. So if I go to the view and I gotta make my window a little bigger here. Actually, it's review. I always get that mixed up. So review, I can actually go here to protect. And if I tell it to protect the worksheet, it'll just protect this worksheet. I can provide a password. I recommend leaving that blank. If you forget the password, you're not going to be able to make any changes. So we're going to just accept no password. And so at this point, if I go through and I make changes here, I'm given an error. So if I go over here and I try to delete something, so it's protected the entire worksheet. So I'm going to unprotect it. So what I have to do is I need to highlight the areas that I want someone to be able to make changes to, and I need to make those remove the lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these two fields or two cells, and the easiest way to do this is to right click and go down to Format Cells. And then, let me just bring that up here. And then what we want to do is click on Protection. And you'll see that by default, everything is locked. So we'll tell it to unlock it. And we'll click OK. And just to make it easier, I'm going to select all of these. Remember, the easy way to do it is after you select the first range, hold down the Control key, and then select the rest of the range. So I'm just selecting those things. And then I'm going to right click and choose Format Cells, bring it up a little bit here, and then I'm going to unlock this one. And we'll click OK. So at this point, there's really no difference. I can go and make any changes I want until I protect it. So I'm going to click over here and tell it to protect, and I'm going to tell it to protect the worksheet. Notice there is a protect workbook, so that means every worksheet in the workbook would be protected. So it really depends as to how much you want to lock down your system. So we're just going to protect the sheet, and we'll just click OK. And so if I, again, click on the island, notice I get an error. Let's see, I changed the date to 5/22. I can make changes there. So the green areas, I will be able to make any changes to that that I need to do. So that's working with basic protection. If I go and I turn it off, and then let's say I want to turn it back on. Protect worksheet. Notice we can select lock cells and we can select unlock cells. So I'm just going to protect it. Notice that I could click on any cell. So I could click over here and I could copy this and I can come over here and try to paste it. Though I'm getting an error because obviously it's locked. So let's say I'll paste it down here. Oh, it's unprotected. I thought well, I guess for some reason I'm not able to do any sort of typing down here. Yeah, I should be able to. Don't know why that gave me an error, but we'll clean that out. So I can actually select things. So I actually copy this, and let's say I go to a different worksheet, and then I paste it. So, so you do have the ability to do any sort of copying of formulas and that kind of stuff. So what we could do, I'm going to turn protection off. Then I'm going to protect it again, protect sheet. And right now, select lock cells is available. So you could actually select things that were locked. So I'm going to deselect that. So then I click OK. I cannot click anywhere unless the green area. And I just made it green just for illustration. You don't have to change the color. So That does give you a little bit of added security if you are sending something out and you don't want people to copy your formulas, though I think they can just go into um, view formulas if need be. So I'm going to unprotect the sheet. So protecting your worksheet can lock things out so that formulas and functions that you've worked very hard in creating don't get deleted by mistake by someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. If you think about um, creating worksheets, workbooks, spreadsheets, the whole thing, and letting folks work with those, you don't want to have any mistakes where things are are removed from you. So protecting it can be very beneficial. Um, like I said, if you provide a password, you'll have to enter the password to unlock it. My suggestion is make sure you don't lose that. You could put it on a different worksheet and then hide the worksheet. So for example, if I put a password on the macro worksheet, I could right click the macro sheet and I can tell it to hide it. And so as long as someone doesn't know that it's there, then all they need to do is right click and choose unhide, and then I'll unhide the macro. So that would be a way you could hide it somewhere if you needed to. Not the best thing to do for password protection, but it'll at least give you the ability to bring it back. So that is working with protecting your worksheets. Again, the basic thing to do is to first click on a cell, do the format cells and protection, and make sure that you deselect that it's locked. Notice you could also hide things if you needed to. So that's working with protection.